What's up everybody, this is your host Yasin and you are watching The Passionate Realtor, one of the fastest growing YouTube channel focused on Canadian real estate market with particular focus in Toronto GTA as well as some of the macroeconomic factors with some financial literacy that I'm bringing out to you using this platform so that you can make a good financial decision about your financial well-being. In this video, we're going to talk about asset versus liabilities and how you can control the cash flow in your financial life so that you can own more assets than liabilities. Let's dive in. So this basic level of financial education nobody teaches you at school or college. Still today, people graduating from school, colleges and university, they lack this basic financial education. So what I'm going to share with you is basically how you can maximize your income to generate more assets than liabilities. So a lot of people who graduated from university, a lot of millennials and young professionals, they get a job, they get the income, and majority of the income goes out that way. So basically they have expenses, mortgage, car loans, student loans, other liabilities, and then it goes out into the taxes. Okay. So now the middle class people, when they get the income, they go out this way and then go out into taxes. What I mean by this, they purchase their primary residence house, they buy, cars, they have other liabilities. Basically, that's for their personal consumption. Expensive house, expensive car, expensive clothing, throwing out money into different parties. So all the money that is going to income, they go out this way, expensive liabilities, and then go into the taxes. What's the difference between the middle class, young professional, and rich people? Let me show you. So the rich people, when they get the income, they go this way. They buy assets like rental property or commercial cars or commercial vehicles, or invest into something that is going to put money into your pocket, not taking money out of your pocket. So now you understand the difference of mindsets, right? So the millennials, they pretty much spend all of their money into the expenses and the rest on taxes. The middle class people, they purchase a lot of liabilities like expensive house, expensive clothing, expensive shoes, expensive cars. Basically, whatever they purchase, it's going for their own consumption and they spend money and not getting any return. The rich people, their mindset is completely different, as you understand. So the rich people, as soon as they get income, they put that income into acquiring assets, right? Anything that is going to generate positive cash flow. So the thing that I'm trying to explain here, guys, understand this cash flow thing. Nobody teaches you how to control your cash flow, right? School, college, universities, you understand, the basic fundamentals about how you want to live your life, but nobody teaches you how to control cash flow in order to survive in this world where the financial world is keep changing and it's getting more unstable every other day. So understand how to get positive cash flow. A lot of clients that I work with, they want to purchase rental property and they hang up on in terms of, is this property going to make me 100% return in the next 2 years or 3 years or not? Nobody has a crystal ball, guys. Nobody can predict, is this property going to be double in price in the next 5 years or 10 years? It's too hard because the financial world is keep changing. What you can control is cash flow. So if the numbers are making sense to you in terms of, how are you going to acquire a property and then put tenants into it? If the rent is going to generate positive cash flow enough to cover your expenses, that means your mortgage, your taxes, your maintenance, wear and tear, then it's a good decision. Buy it and move on, because that's where the rich people mindset comes along. You gotta acquire the assets that are going to generate cash flow, positive cash flow, putting money into your pocket, not taking money out of your pocket. Because if the asset is not generating positive cash flow, guys, that's not an asset, that's a liability, right? It's basically on you to maintain that liability on an ongoing basis, right? So it's gotta have a positive cash flow asset. Ultimately, the asset is going to appreciate, over time as well, because the fiat currency that we use in order to, purchase goods and services, it's getting devalued because the world we live in, the central bank policies, it's basically depreciating the value of the fiat currency every single month. High inflation, losing purchasing power. So you gotta purchase some assets that's going to not only hold its value, but also appreciate over time. But most importantly, it should be generating cash flow, positive cash flow for you. The other thing you need to understand is how you can minimize the taxes. So this tax thing, this is an important element of your income statement, right? So you should understand how you can minimize this bill out of your total income statement, right? If you purchase liabilities and keep purchasing it, this is not going to have an impact on the taxes, right? So the outgoing taxes has to be minimized. When you acquire assets, that is going to minimize your tax bill. How? Because if you spend anything to maintain an asset, the interest payment that you're making on the mortgage, the tax you're paying, the property tax you're paying, the wear and tear, improvements, renovations, everything that you can do that can minimize your taxes. So basically you can declare this as an expense in order to maintain an asset, and that can write off the taxes in your tax returns. Hire a good accountant who can help you to minimize your tax legally by acquiring most assets, and then whatever you spend in terms of maintaining that asset, even if you're driving 50 miles down the road to visit a tenant, that is also a work that you are doing to maintain an asset. So your fuel charges, your car insurance, anything that is going into wear and tear towards car maintenance, you can write a percentage of that, you can write off, in order to maintain that in your tax bill. So the conclusion here, guys, you should also understand how you can minimize your taxes and increase your cash flow. That is the thing you need to understand in order to improve your wealth going forward. If you like it, give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so that you should not miss any video like this. So understand the financial literacy, guys, because that's going to make you survive in the future when the future is going to be unstable financially. So understand the financial literacy, make wise decisions about your financial well-being, purchase more assets, not liabilities, because that will pay you off in the long run. Until my next video, take care.